Hello everyone, this is Candy the 614 Stitcher, and today is Saturday, September the 28th, 2024, and this is my Flosstube episode 129. I would like to say hello and welcome to any and all new subscribers. Thank you for checking me out and allowing me to enable you with a project or two. And to my returning friends, thank you so very much for coming back each and every time that I upload a video. I would first like to send out well wishes. I am keeping all of those that have been affected and impacted by Hurricane Helene in my thoughts and prayers. The devastation is just unbelievable. I actually was also impacted, not to the extent that most other people were, but just winds and the rain, and one of my, nothing compared. I have no damage compared to what has happened to others in the southern states. But I want to let everyone know that I am keeping you in my thoughts and prayers, because it's just devastating to watch all of that. So I have been stitching this week, and I have been exceedingly busy with cross stitching and quilting. I actually last Saturday pulled out my I didn't pull out my sewing machine. My sewing machine stays put up, but I was able to. Last Saturday was National Sew with a Jelly Roll Day, and I did participate in that. And so I will be showing my blocks that I made with a jelly roll. So there is that. But right now we're going to go ahead and jump right in. I do have quite a bit to share, so we're going to get started. The first thing is I didn't start any new projects this time. So we're going to just jump right into ABCINGO and my whips. And I had thought I had put this basket up on top, but I didn't. So, okay. So these are in the order in which I worked on them. The very first, so for ABCINGO wrapped up for me on the 26th. I did have one project to make up on, so I did that, and I have, you know, submitted my boards and everything. I did get a complete blackout, so I had 12 actual bingos and a blackout, and I am very excited about that. I love these this monthly. There's 2 a year. There's ABCINGO, which is in September, and Bringo, which is in January. And I look forward to participating in them every year. So congratulations, Robin and Carolyn, on putting on another great month of ABCINGO. It's been exciting, and I'll share that in a minute. I got something else to say about that, but I'll share it in a minute. So for me, on the 19th the letter V was called, and my letter V was Blue Rhapsody, and that's because it has a letter V in the alphabet. And here's a picture of where it was when I last shared it. And here is where it is now. So when you last saw this project, I was working on the side over here. And I was putting in the darker purple And so I have completed the entire box around the butterfly now. I am stitching this on a 28 count. 28 count boudoir. I think that's how it's pronounced. And it's actually a 32 count. And I am using two different silks, a Silks for You and a Vicky Clayton silk. And so that is where I am now with it. So when I come back in, all of the cross stitches have been done for the complete box. And when I come back, I'll can add the butterfly's wings. I added 104 stitches to this project when I stitched on it on the 19th. Sorry, I'm just going to take this out of the nerd hoop. I had it in there so that I could, with ABCINGO and Bringo, or with any challenge that I'm doing, I keep it in the hoop for the month, and then once I'm finished, I can then take it out and pack it away for a little while longer. So Blue Rhapsody will go away for a little while, and it was fun working on it all month long. I did put it in for a couple of different letters, so it was good to get all of that stitching in on it to get the box completely done. Okay. So the next project I worked on was on the 20th, and that letter was S, and my S stands for Silks, and that project is Christmas Elf Fairy by Mirabilia. And here's a picture of where it was when I last shared it. And here is where she is now. So, as you can see, I added more. All of this section will be Whisper here. But I added some more of the cross stitching here, and then I brought it down to where the end of the coat is. I put in 176 more stitches in this project. And that is where it is now. I'm stitching this with a silk conversion that was done by Miss Susan Coates, the Floss Whisperer at Keepsakes. And that is where it is now. Again, this is on my year of whips. I am not for sure if it will get completed this year, but if it does not get completed this year, then I will move it to next year. This was a birthday gift, and I would really like to get it completed. So there is that. I'll leave this right here. Okay. 176 stitches on that. My next project was actually for my Whip Go and the letter M, as in Liz Mathews. And that is Winter Garden. I did make my Whip Go goal of 700 stitches in this project. And here is what the model looks like. And here is where I last shared it with you. And here is where it is now. So I'll hold this up. I brought the border all the way down, the yellow border all the way down. And then I started and I worked on the scallops. And then I brought it across, it met up. And so the scallops will also meet up. I put in 443 stitches to complete my whip go call. You might see this again next week, because it would be great if I could. I literally worked on this last night. Was it last night? Oh, I worked on it again last night. Because I said I put in, yes, I put in 443 stitches, but 322 of those stitches were put in last night. And that brought the side down and around and the yellow border. And I put in these scallops here. But I am thinking that since I still have 2 more days in the month and I've met the whip go goal, that I should just continue on. And that way, when I pull this back out again, all I'd have to do is focus in on the center. I am stitching this on a 28 count Winter Creek 1 thread over 1 thread, or 1 square, 1 over 1 on 28 count. So it is super, super tiny. And I am really liking it. I wasn't for sure that I was going to continue with it on the 28 over 1, but I have changed up the over 1, how I stitch over 1, and it seems to be going much more smoothly. I don't know what he's doing. Nobody's here, man. Nobody's here, Mr. Dukes. Just you and me. So that is where I am. I'm at the whip go of 700 stitches, and the ABCINGO for it also. So that is where I am with that. And that was hello from Liz Mathews. The next letter that was called was the letter D. And my D is Data Portraits in Paris by the Shaded Stitchery. By Shaded Stitchery, not the Shaded Stitchery. And here's a picture of what it will look like. And here is where I was when I last shared it. And I am super, super close on this project to it being completed. It is on my year of whips, and I am super excited about it. I added a lot. All of the white stitches and the black stitches over here have been added. I believe the white stitches here were added. I added a lot of white stitches this time. I finished out the gold box here and the step white stitches there. I put a lot of stitches in this. Actually, I added 358 stitches. So there are a lot of completions. I have 3 colors completed now in this project. I'm feeling very confident that I will be able to get this completed for my year of whips. I also put the white into the black square here. Like I put in a lot of work on this this past week. So that is where I am on Data Portraits in Paris 1900. This is a very nice chart. And it is going to be great to have it finished. I am stitching it on a 28 count color and cotton spell book, and I have a DMC conversion. It is oh, here's my number 3. Like, I've been looking for this number 3 forever. It's going to stay in. I still have left to add this here. And I know there's other stitches that I still need to add because I meant to look and see what my percentage is, but I'm like 92% completed on this project. So I cannot wait. I'm actually considering adding it to the acrostic for next month so that I can just knock it out and get it done. So that is where we are now. It is wonderful to have this almost completed. Albert is standing behind me, just standing there looking. So that was the letter D. And for the next day, which was the... which was R. Yeah, the letter R. And then the next day after that was the letter T. And my letter T is Thistle by Carolyn Manning Designs. And here's a picture of where it was when I last shared it. And here is where I am now. I am put in, so the last time I stitched on this is when I was at Carolyn's house in August. And I pre-stitched, so like I stitched the they're not triangles, they are diamonds, thank you. They are diamonds, and I pre-stitched them and then just left all the threads hanging. So then what I did was, is when this got called, all I had to do was literally stitch in the diamonds. So this is the bottom of the first page and then the side. So I'm going to come down and do a complete page finish from here. I am loving this. I'm stitching it on a 20 count platinum, I believe. It is just, it really didn't have a name, and it's like a greenish gray, but it is 20 count. And I'm using all of the DMC colors for it. I put in 486 stitches on this project. And I am just double checking. That is page 1. Yes. So when I pick this up again, 1, 2. So page 1 ends at this green here. So when I pick this up again, I think I'm going to just focus on page 1 and bring it down and then go over, because I still have all of these half square triangles and or diamonds to put in. But I love this project, and I can understand why a lot of people that stitch Carolyn Manning say that it is so relaxing and calming, because you really, once you get the pattern in for the diamonds, you do not have to really think. You just, and that's where I was with it. I put in several of the diamonds, and then all I had to do was go back and stitch them. So this will also become a great travel piece, because if I do it with if I put in the diamond and just leave the thread hanging, I literally can just pick it up and keep right on going with it. It is wonderful. I love Carolyn Manning Designs, so I'll be looking for more of those in my future, because they are very nice to work on. For the next day, which was the 25th, the letter L was called. And my letter L is for Little House Needleworks, and it is for Home of a Needleworker. And here's a picture of where it was when I last shared it. And here is where it is now. So okay, that's the whole part. And then what I worked on is I finished the word, I finished putting in the W, and I still need to add the R. I put in the line down here at the bottom. I also put in the letter A. And then I started on the other green plant on the house over there. This is also on my year of whips. I'm feeling a little confident, a little more confident that I'll be able to get this done. It'll start going into acrostics more often. So you will start to see it more as we move into October. And so that is where I am now. I added 345 stitches for this project this time. Okay, my next project was for Earth, Wind, and Fire Day, which was the 21st, which was last Saturday. And for my Earth, Wind, and Fire, I pulled out Warrior, which is a dragon, and dragons breathe fire. And here's a picture of where it was when I last shared it. And here is where I am now. So I added all of this tail all the way around. I put in 332 stitches to complete his tail. I am stitching this on a 18 count Aida, and I am using Aunt D Classic Colorworks floss. So it actually has a blue to purple. It's called Auntie D's, and it has a blue to purple variegation in it. This was purchased for me by my friend Kevin. He finished his over on Akio Whips. If you have not checked them out yet, please do so. They are a husband and wife cross-stitching team, and they do some fabulous work. So please go over and check them out. But that is my Warrior. So when I pick him up again, I will finish his leg. I have a leg down here, the second part of his leg. His second leg here. There's a, this is his front leg, and then he has a back leg. And then I can move up and start on his actual wing. And that is where I am on my Warrior. We had a great stitching session. A lot of us stitched, a lot of my chat friends stitched on something for Earth, Wind, and Fire Day, and so it was great. So there were two things that happened last weekend, Earth, Wind, and Fire Day, and so with a Jelly Roll Day. So it was a busy day for me. And next, I am going to share my Temperature Turtles by Stitching Mommy. And here's a picture of where it was when I last shared it. And here is where it is now. So this is the August turtle. It is complete. Sorry. It is complete now. These days were 98 degrees. The deep red was 98 degrees, and we actually had 3 days where it was in, I just put this away, I meant to leave it out. There were 3 days when it was in the 70s in July. And that's these 3 days right here. It was 74, 75 degrees on those 3 days. One day was 74, one day, and the other 2 days were 75 degrees. Which is like unheard of in July, but that's what happened. And this is the tail for the this is the tail for the September turtle, which I will be working on starting tomorrow. I put in 1,056 stitches since the last time you've seen this. So I I just finished this turtle today. So that is where I am now. I will be starting on the September turtle tomorrow. And maybe I can get the September turtle completed before I see you again. I don't know though. That's a lot of stitching. I actually stitched on last Sunday. I stitched 754 stitches, and then today I stitched 302 stitches, and that's how I was able to get those stitches in, so, or get that turtle completed. You know, I actually thought that I stitched on it another day also. Let me look. Nope. So in 2 days I stitched over 1,000 stitches on it, which is what I'm going to have to do for September, because I do not want to stay behind. I want to get caught up so that I do not have to do all of this mass stitching in 2 days. But because I have designated Sunday for working on Temperature Turtles, you know, it's okay if I still end up having to do that. So so that was Temperature Turtles, and those were all of my whips for this week. So I have had 2 finishes thanks to ABCINGO. I was super ecstatic. Like, I couldn't believe it. So on Monday, the 23rd, the letter R was called. And my letter R is The River by Modern Folk Embroidery. And if you recall, I am only doing this section here. And I am pleased to share with you that I have finished The River. And here it is. I put in 137 stitches to finish this. And I finished it on Monday. No, man. No. This is stitched on a 14 count Evil Queen by Stitch Me, and I used DMC Blanc as the color of the floss. And I am so ecstatic to have this finished. I do not really have a finishing idea for it, although I'm sure maybe it'll go into a frame or something. I'm going to ask some of my friends that do finishing on the regular what they think about what kind of frame it should go into. But I absolutely love this piece. There's only one thing that I really want to do, and that is put my initials in here somewhere. I'm going to find a place to where I can put my initials and it won't be readily noticeable. But that is my finish number 1. And now I can leave this out. And I have a second finish, thanks to ABCINGO. And that is Give Thanks. Both of these projects are on my Year of Whips. Thanks to ABCINGO, I have finished 4 projects that were on my, is that right? One, two, three. Oh, it's 3. Okay, it's 3. Thanks to ABCINGO, I finished 3 projects on my for my Year of Whips. So adding those projects multiple times, except so this project was on there once, and a comment was made to me about this project, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna finish this project by the end of the month. And this morning when I got up, I was like, that's it, I'm finishing it. I was very intimidated by the back stitching of the words, but I buckled down and got it done, and I am super excited about having it completed. I ended up putting 70, so I count them 2 for 1, and it totaled out to be like 144. So it was 70 stitches that I put in to finish this project. It is stitched on a, I believe, and I don't have the card in here, I believe it's a 32 count. Vintage Country Mocha. Yes, that is what it is. So, I am super excited to have it done. I am going to post my pictures in the Year of Whips Facebook group, and that'll be one more down. I have a total of, I need to put that right there so I don't forget to take the picture. I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more projects that I need to, that I would like to finish by the end of the year, or by December the 18th. It doesn't run year to year. It runs from January 18th to December the 18th. So I have that many more projects that I would like to get done. In the grand scheme of things, I think it will, I believe that I'll have at least 2 more finishes, Data Portraits in Paris and Without Ceasing. And then, oh no, I take that back, I'll have 3. 1 Dozen Quakers is also on that list, and 1 Dozen Quakers will get finished by the end of the year. Without Ceasing will get finished. And one more. But I'm feeling like I'm in a really good spot for, well, now I can actually put in for the drawing because I finished at least half of what I put on there. I put 14 whips on my year of whips. I do not think I'm going to do that next year. I'm already thinking of 2025 planning, and I have some different things that I'm rolling around in my head for my stitching next year. So we will see. But those were my two finishes. I put in a total of 145. So it was, you know, more back stitching. But when I totaled it all up and counted 2 for 1, it was 145 stitches for Give Thanks. And those were my two finishes for this week. And I am super excited. So now let's dive into plans. I'm going to move this out of the way. So as I mentioned before, I participated in Sew with a Jelly Roll Day, which is actually sponsored by Moda Fabrics. And I would like to share with you the 2 blocks that I've made so far. I have one more block to make. And the name of this jelly roll is I Believe in Angels. And here is block number 1. This is a Fat Quarter Shop free pattern it's on their website. So that's block number 1. And here is block number 2. It is a very easy pattern. You just use jelly rolls. The center block, you have to use a 4.5-inch square. But other than that, all the rest of the strips are jelly roll strips. So I will be finishing this up this coming week, and hopefully we'll be able to share with you my finished table runner. I'm making a table runner out of these 3 blocks, and that is where I am on that. Quilting. If I have never mentioned, I really don't mention it very often at all, but all of the information on the charts that I share are all in the description box below. I never add like fabric or threads, but if you would like to know what I am stitching on or have worked on, I do put that information in the description box below. I also have some of my friends that sell items in the description box also. So please be sure to check out my description box so that you can see or be enabled in what I am stitching on. So now I'm going to go to the investments portion of my Flosstube, and I have also a giveaway for you this week. So let's get started. I am friends with Nuri of Shaded Stitchery, and she sent me a so she has a Gumroad account, and all of her patterns were PDFs. At the Needlework market that just happened in August, she had some of her charts printed, and so she sent me one for me and one for you. And so the one that I chose for myself was Tree Medley, And I think this is going to be really nice for me to start for the holidays, Christmas season. It has all different kinds of trees on it. And I'm actually thinking about stitching them individually instead of all together. That way I could have a forest of trees. So that is Tree Medley by Shaded Stitchery. And as you can see, it's not, even if I did the whole thing, it's not very big. And for you all, I chose what is going to be my next finish, hopefully soon, it is called Data Portraits in Paris 1900. And if you would like this chart, please put in your comments the number 1. That is Data Portraits in Paris, and this is a giveaway. Please do not say giveaway or any of those keywords that brings the trolls around. I want this to go to someone that is really, truly interested in stitching it. It is a great, great chart. So if you would like Data Portraits in Paris, please put down number 1. So that was my first investment. And now I am in looking. So when I came back from my Chat Friends trip, I shared with you that I had purchased a Robin Pickens pattern fabric, and that there was a cross stitch chart for it. So I went and ordered and received the cross stitch chart. So this is the Waverly sampler. And you can also stitch this individually also, or if you can, as you can see here, she stitched it in 2 different ways to make small mini pillows out of it. It is all called for DMC. She gives different stitch counts if you use 14 count, 28 count, and 25 count. Then, because I love the fabric line so much, I also ordered it in a 10-inch, what do they call it? Layer cake. I ordered a layer cake of it, and I ordered also 2 mini charm packs. I have plans for both of these, so my quilty bug has been awakened, and I'm glad for it. So I will be working on something soon with this fabric. I've already picked out what I would like to work on it. And then I picked up a yard, I think it's 2 yards. 2 yards of a background neutral that I thought would go very nicely with this line so that I could get to making something. And then Fat Quarter Shop has where they call Fat Quarter Bonanza, and you get 12 fat quarters in the set. And so it's just a way to, I'm going to hold it upside down so it doesn't. So it's just a way to add fabric to your stash. So these have lots of grays and blacks and tans. And it was a pretty good bargain. So I'll be able to use these for something. And now I have another giveaway. I'm actually going to have 3 more giveaways. So that was all of my investments for this time. So I again, thank you to Miss Holly. She was a nice lady that I got to meet on my Alaskan cruise, and she brought items for me to give away on my channel. She knows that I am not a Halloween stitcher. However, I'm sure some of you are, and you would like these items, and so I'm going to be giving them away until they are all gone. The second giveaway that I have is for, these all came from Stony Creek, and it is the complete set of Happy Haunting Sampler. So here is the picture of the entire sampler. And here are all the charts. So this is chart number 1. Chart number 2. Chart number 3. Now, if you know Stony Creek, they have a lot of back stitching in them. So just know that up front. Number 4. Number 5. And number 6. So all the charts are included. She also included in there a 14 count vintage Stormy Night Ada, so that the whole entire piece can be stitched on it. And I love vintage Stormy Night. I need to see if I can't find it in Even Weave or Lugana. So that is number 2. So if you would like the Happy Haunting Sampler, put number 2 in your comment below. The third giveaway is Ghosts and Goblins banner. And it has 5 charts, all included. Here's chart number 1. Here's chart number 2. Now you can break these up. Here's chart number 3, number 4, and number 5. And here is them. Here is what they would look like all stitched together like a bell pull. And if you would like this set, number 3 in your comments. It also comes with a piece of vintage Stormy Night Ada 14 count. And the last giveaway for this week is, I'm looking for the name, sorry. Oh, Hometown Halloween. And there are 4 charts in this pattern. And this first one is Bank of Booze. Bank of Booze. That's what it says. Bank of Booze. Bank of Booze. Haunted Hotel. Witch's Brew. Yeah, Witch's Brew. I'm sorry, the lettering, the writing of the title of the chart is so tiny I can't see it. And Wicked Stitches. And here is what they would all look like put together. And there's also a piece of Vintage Stormy Night 14 count for this also. Again, please do not say giveaway in your comments. This is number 4. So please put in your comments number 4, and I will have the random generator select, and I will do that on next week. So I thank you all so very much for hanging out with me again today. It was fun. I wish I could make videos more readily on Saturdays. It just takes some of the burden off of getting it done through the week. However, half the time I am stitching or gone or busy on Saturdays, and so it makes it very difficult to get it in. But this Saturday it worked out for the best, and I am thankful. Again, please remember, if you would like to enter in the giveaways, number 1 is the Data Portraits in Paris, donated by Shaded Stitchery, and then the 3 Stony Creeks. And just use the numbers. That's how I'll be looking for them. Again, I am keeping all of those that have been impacted in my thoughts and prayers by, that have been impacted by Helene in my thoughts and prayers. And I am thankful again for you all coming to hang out with me. I really do appreciate the time that you spend with me in our visits. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.